भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु भागवतसेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्टिके। ॐ अज्ञानातिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणललिता श्रीकान्वितं कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमस्ते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गे राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम राम। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रसादितये प्रमोदाय श्री गिरिराजाय स्वामिने सुभद्रानरस्पृहाय नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रसादितये श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिमुत्पुकातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदेवतारमणम्। Hare Krishna. My computer is in battery. Just give me 1 minute. Making it. Oops, 1 minute. So we are reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, and text 20. Okay, so what is this? It's about seeing. Pashyati. Anupashyati, sees properly. When so text 19, when one properly sees that in all activities, no other performer is at work, and these laws of nature, and he knows the Supreme Lord who is transcendental to all these laws, he attains my spiritual nature. Text 20. Gunanetanatītyatrim dehi deha samudbhavan janma mrityu jara dukkher vimukto mritam ashnute. When the embodied being is able to transcend these three modes associated with the material body, he can become free from birth, death, old age, and their distresses, and can enjoy nectar even in this life. How one can stay in the transcendental position even in this body in full Krishna consciousness is explained in this verse. The Sanskrit word dehi means embodied. Although one is within this material body, by his advancement in spiritual knowledge, he can be free from the influence of the modes of nature. He can enjoy the happiness of spiritual life even in this body, because after leaving this body, he is certainly going to the spiritual sky. But even in this body, he can enjoy spiritual happiness. In other words, devotional service in Krishna consciousness is the sign of liberation from material entanglement. And this will be explained in the 18th chapter. Devotional service in Krishna consciousness is a sign of liberation from material entanglement. When one is free from the influence of the modes of material nature, he enters into devotional service. Also, Prabhupada has reserved this for chapter 18. Which verse is it? Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma, right? Not Shochatina.
Shochatina
Samasarati. Shu Mad Bhakti Labhati Param. Right? He can engage in devotional service only when he is transcendent. He has transcended the three gunas. Otherwise, nobody can steadily go on with devotional service. Otherwise, the gunas come and hit us and we go down. We do, and then again we come down. So if we find that our devotional service is going like this, so we know we haven't transcended the modes yet, because the modes are pushing us to do other things. Text 21. Anyway, we have to remember one thing. We are completely dependent on the mercy of the Lord. We try our best. The main thing is that we try our best. And we have to let Krishna pull us. Just be merciful if we fail in our past work. This is how it works. All right, so Mala, you want to read?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Now we have to listen all ears, 100% all ears.
Arjuna uvacha kairlingai strin gunanetan atita bhavati prabho kim achara katham chaitams strin gunan ativartate. Translation: Arjuna inquired, "O my dear Lord, by which symptoms is one known who is transcendental to these three modes? What is his behavior and how does he transcend the modes of nature?" Purport: in this verse, Arjuna's questions are very appropriate. He wants to know the symptoms of a person who has already transcended the material modes. His first inquiry is of the symptoms of such a transcendental person. How can one understand that he has already transcended the influence of the modes of material nature? The second question asks how he lives and what his activities are. Are they regulated or non-regulated? Then Arjuna inquires of the means by which he can attain the transcendental nature. That is very important. Unless one knows the direct means by which one can be situated always transcendentally, there is no possibility of showing the symptoms. So all these questions put by Arjuna are very important and the Lord answers them.
So have we read anything similar before?
Yes, Mataji.
Where?
I don't know which chapter, but I remember this about this the night is day for the sage and the day is night. So then Arjuna asks, how does that person walk, talk, how does he behave?
Which chapter
Second
is
chapter. Second chapter.
the chapter? Should we go and look at it?
Yes, yes, Mataji.
Right, find it and you tell me and I will find it. I will look.
Fifty-four श्लोक स्थित प्रज्ञ का भाषा.
Hmm. What are the symptoms? Yes. Sthita prajna. Sorry, yes.
स्थितप्रागस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव स्थितधि किं प्रवासेत किम आसित व्रजते किम. What are the symptoms of one whose consciousness is thus merged in transcendence? How does he speak? What is his language? How does he sit and how does he walk? Now in here Arjuna is asking, my dear Lord, by which symptoms is one known who is transcendental to these three moods? Kerlinges trin guna etan atito bhavati prabhu. Kim acharaha katham chaitam strin gunan ativartate. How, by which symptoms is one known who is transcendental to these three modes? What is his behavior? And how does he transcend the modes of nature? You know, I think that, I don't know about you, at least I didn't know about this, something called modes of material nature, three gunas. But when I came to India, you know, I was very surprised to find that when I was giving class, everybody knew about those three gunas, everybody. So it's like in ordinary language, Rajogun, Tamogun, Sattvagun, it was in everybody's language. But for me, I had never heard about this until I read Prabhupada's books. So, but believe me, though it was in the language of every Indian, believe me, so when some devotees went out on the corporate platform, all right, and very nicely they just spoke of the three gunas, somebody caught him and said, what are these three gunas? Tell me, what are you talking about? And these are devotees who are initiated for many long years. They were dumb, right? They couldn't explain what are the things. So we meaning that Parat-like in India, everybody say, yes, yes, we are not the body, we are soul. Oh, yes, it's my karma, but what is karma? Similarly, you know, gunas, right? It's ordinary talk, language, but nobody knows what they are. So did we get an idea now what are the gunas? Did we get an idea? What are the gunas? Now, if we don't have an idea what are the gunas, we may not understand how to transcend them. Right? So we should be able to distinguish between the soul, right? The soul and material nature. Material nature consists of these three gunas, and the soul is stuck in this material nature which consists of the three gunas. Therefore, when the Atma is in the grip of the three gunas, he becomes a complete idiot, right? The gunas, remember those three gunas, they're just like making him move. Puppet, all right. He becomes complete idiot. So when guna, happiness comes, he's happy, goodness. Then rajogun comes, then he starts moving, very fast. And then when tamagun comes, it is flat out, right? And this poor soul is going, and again, Sattvagun comes. So from Tamagun, he rises up, yes, goodness, and again he starts running, right? Goes on and on and on. And this poor soul is trapped day and night. Day and night is trapped. When the embodied being is able to transcend these three modes associated with the material body, he can become free from birth, death, old age, and their distresses. So now let's read what Krishna has to say. Okay, Shikala, read.
Hare Krishna. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Prakasham cha Pravrittim cha Mohameva cha Pandava na Dveshti Sampravrittani na Nivrittani Kamshati. Text 23. Udasina vadasino guneryo na vichalyate na vartanta evam yo avatisthati nengate samadukha sukha swastha समलोष्टास्मकाञ्चनः तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः तुल्यनिन्दात्म संस्तुतिः मानपमानयोस्तुल्यो मित्ररि सर्वारंभ परित्यागी गुणातीतः स उच्यते. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O son of Pandu, he who does not hate illumination, attachment, and delusion when they are present or long for them when they disappear, who is unwavering and undisturbed through all these reactions of the material qualities, remaining neutral and transcendental, knowing that the modes alone are active, who is situated in the self and regards alike happiness and distress, who looks upon a lump of earth, a stone, and a piece of gold with an equal eye, who is equal toward the desirable and the undesirable, who is steady, situated equally well in praise and blame, honor and dishonor, who treats alike both friend and enemy, and who has renounced all material activities. Such a person is said to have transcended the mode of nature. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
Right. So this is a long list, right? This is a long list. So let's read it. Oh my God.
Arjun,
Hare Krishna.
yes, should I go? Should I go ahead, Mataji?
Yeah. One minute. Let's get through the list again.
Okay.
All right. Let's get through the list again. So prakasham, illusion, cha. Pravrittim, attachment, cha. Moham, illusion, eva, cha. Also Pandava. Also of Pandu, na dveshti, does not hate. Sampravrittani, although developed, na nivrittani, no stopping development, kamshati, desires. Udasinavat, as if neutral, asinaha situated, guner, by that quality is yaha, one who no, never. Vichalyate is agitated, gunaha, the quality is vertical, activity, even knowing this, yaha, one who avasthitas, avatishtati, remains, no, never. Ingati, flickers, sama, equal, duk, in distress, sukh, and happiness, swasthaha, being situated in himself, sama, equally. Loshta, a lump of earth, ashma, stone, kanchanaha, gold, tulya, equally disposed, priya, to the dear, apriyaha, and the undesirable, dhiraha, steady, tulya, equal, ninda, in defamation, Atma samstuti, and praise of himself, manu, in honor. Apamanayoho and dishonor. Tulyaha equal. Tulyaha equal. Mitra of friends, Ari enemies. Pakshayoho to the parties. Sarva of all Arambha endeavors. Parityagi renouncer. Guna akitaha transcendental to the material modes of nature. Saha, he is Uchyate said to be. Okay, now what are the symptoms? So this is the list of symptoms. One who has transcended, I don't know how to say it, transcended the modes of nature. He who does not hate illumination, attachment, and delusion, meaning goodness, illumination is
Passion.
good. Attachment is rajas,
Passion.
delusion, tamas, right? When they are present or long for them when they disappear, who's unwavering and undisturbed through all these reactions of the material qualities, meaning that things keep on happening. You receive something and then you lose something. So you remain unwavering in your determination for what? Unwavering in what?
In bhakti.
Yes. Meaning that once you have taken up to the path of bhakti, like so many people, some people, of course, so many, if they're chanting, right? That this is bhakti, they're chanting. But suppose they lose something, they may stop chanting. Right? They may actually stop chanting. So meaning that, something very drastic, like maybe they lose a relative, like a close relative. They may just start blaming Krishna and they give up chanting. All right? So this is somebody who is completely under the modes of material nature. So he gives up, or she gives up the process of devotional service, so who's unwavering and undisturbed. So it's happening, but she's undisturbed and continues to do what she has to do for Krishna, remaining neutral and transcendental, meaning that somebody is hating you, still you go on with your devotional service, right? Or somebody's praising you, still you go on with your devotional service. But remaining neutral and transcendental, knowing that the modes alone are active. It's like the newspaper. The newspaper, meaning that if you read the newspaper one time, do you want to read the newspaper again? Right? Everybody put it in the bin, right? And now they're more smart. I don't know whether they still print newspaper, but now they put everything digital. So you read and then what do? You press, right? Delete, finish. And you don't want to read all news, right? And if you have read the newspaper once, or anyway, we have to know something, then anyway, the next day again, they will tell me the same thing. And the next day again, it's going to be the same thing. Like this war that's going on, I think it's 2 years now, right? In the beginning, it was huge headlines, right? In no time, it took a complete backseat, and still the war is going on, right? It's horrible. That's what this material world is all about. So knowing that the modes alone are active, so therefore we don't pay attention to it.
So,
Transcend. Yes.
Mataji, so you're saying that if let's say somebody has disturbed you and acted in a way to disturb you. So we remain neutral towards that person, understanding that this person has done it in a mode of passion or ignorance. That's what you're saying? Or is this about himself, that if he has done, if let's say I have done something wrong, then I understand I did it in a mode of passion or ignorance.
If you see, we are not going to sit and watch who's in which mode, right? For us, we have only one thing to do. We have to go on with our devotional service, right? So because we are human being, we are living beings, therefore we may feel hurt, we may feel angry, we may feel jealous, right? So many things, it may just poke us and bring out our anarthas, but we don't give up our devotional service. We don't say, oh, this one is like this, therefore I'm not going to come and do the service. Then the modes have caught you. Right? Why are you not coming? Oh, this one, that one is like this. Hey, like people go to work, all right? They go to work, and if they need money, they badly need money, they will stick it out. They will learn, they can become disciplined. And if they don't need money, they will leave. Or if they are careless, or what do you call that? What do you call this? Like, they're just like, not careless, oh God, English is so poor. Yeah, that's not carefree, or they don't.
Indifferent, Mataji? Indifferent?
No, they're not indifferent. They're not, meaning that reckless. Reckless. It's the best word. Right? They're reckless. Then they just dump their job and go away, right? And they'll starve the next day. They're reckless. Isn't it? So here, if we who are on the path of devotional service, if we deal the same way when we are doing our service, then what will be our gain? Right? And the thing is that this is the biggest challenge for anyone who is doing devotional service. Very easily, I have personal experience, time and time again, I may have my own, shortcomings. And I may say something, upset somebody who is working with me. Without hesitation, they drop the service and go. Without hesitation. I had to learn. Myself, I had to learn. Train me, I would say. They train me, how to speak. But even then, I'm still not the best. The gunas, every time I look at myself and I think, oh my God, when will I get out from these 3 gunas? Okay, this is not the real me. This is not at all the real me. It's not what I want. But the gunas are so irritating, captures, and it pops out. Right. I don't know if that answers anything of what you asked, Rashmi. Did it? All right. So one who is situated in the self and regards alike happiness and distress, So somebody is mean to you, or somebody, wants to bring you down. So you're happy when somebody praises you, and unhappy when somebody put you down. Who looks upon a lump of earth, a stone, and a piece of gold with an equal eye, meaning that he's not attached to wealth. Who's equal towards the desirable and the undesirable. I just gave so many examples. Who's steady, situated equally well in praise and blame, honor and dishonor. Who treats alike both friend and enemy. If you are my friend, then I'll be with you. If you're my enemy, then I will disregard you. This is a very, very, it's a big test to treat friend and enemy same. Renounce all material activities. But your life is so much more simple. I mean, what Krishna is describing here, finally you'll be free. You know? If all the time you have to nurture all hatred and, you know, lust, anger, greed, you know, how much that poor soul, how much he's harassed and become weak, right? But when these are all burden, if you're able to throw it out, right? Just throw them out. You're so much happier. Okay, continue now. You can read.
Purport. Arjuna submitted 3 different questions, and the Lord answers them one after another. In these verses, Krishna first indicates that a person transcendentally situated has no envy and does not hanker for anything. When a living entity stays in this material world, embodied by the material body, it is to be understood that he is under the control of one of the 3 modes of material nature. When he is actually out of the body, then he is out of the clutches of the material modes of nature. But as long as he is not out of the material body, he should be neutral. He should engage himself in the devotional service of the Lord so that his identity with the material body will automatically be forgotten. When one is conscious of the material body, he acts only for sense gratification. But when one transfers the consciousness to Krishna, sense gratification automatically stops. One does not need this material body, and he does not need to accept the dictations of the material body. The qualities of the material modes in the body will act, but as spirit soul, the self is aloof from such activities. How does he become aloof? He does not desire to enjoy the body, nor does he desire to get out of it. Thus, transcendentally situated, the devotee becomes automatically free. He need not try to become free from the influence of the modes of material nature. Should I go ahead? Or... Mataji, you are muted.
Yeah, so yeah, let's go through this. I think we've discussed it already. So 3 questions. So the first is that what are the symptoms? What was the first question? Symptoms. So 1, a person transcendentally situated. So what is it? What the first signal? No envy and doesn't hanker for anything. All right, he doesn't hanker for beautiful clothes. He doesn't hanker for a position. He doesn't hanker to be famous. You know, it's like so funny. We teach this book, 26 Qualities of a Devotee by Satsarup Das Goswami Maharaj. And he described one of the quality, I forgot in which one, but I never, you know, like took it seriously or even thought it was a joke. But he said that sometimes people, what they do, if there is a famous person, then they stand next to him and click their picture. they click their picture along so they know, okay, my photograph was in the newspaper along with this famous person. I mean, I was just too young and I never like really paid much attention to it until some time back. Now you've got all these Photoshop, right? All this. So you take your picture and you take the other person's picture and you make it like come close, right? And then you put it on your Facebook picture. You put it on your LinkedIn profile, right? Everything. Oh, you're connected to this CM, you're connected to this FM, you're connected to this BM. Right, CEO, whatever, right? And actually, it's just a hoax. You're connected to nobody, right? So I really thought that was so funny. And those who are innocent, they get fooled. And they, they think, oh, he's such a big person. And then another person, what he did, what she did, because this one person had did it. She got the idea what she did. She put her picture there, and then she on her wall she had a picture of the the Prime Minister Modi. So she had Modiji's picture on the wall, and she just stood next to him and clicked the picture and put on her WhatsApp profile. It's like you don't know what to do. Hankering for something. For me, it was such a joke. Okay, so when a living entity stays in this material world, embodied by the material body, Jeev, okay, living being, stays in this material world, embodied by the material body. It is to be understood that he is under the control of one of the three modes of material nature. When he's actually out of the body, then he is out of the clutches of the material modes of nature. But as long as he's not out of the material body, he should be neutral. So how will he remain neutral? Krishna's first answer that so long as you are in this body, you have no choice but to be what?
Under the control of material nature.
Yeah, I just gave you the example. Suddenly everything was good and then you pop out your anger, right? And then you come back. I'm devotee, anyway, what to do, right? And then you're passive, and then again something happened, pokes you, and again you pop out. Then you realize, I'm in the material body, I'm in the material world. The material world consists of the gunas, and these gunas, they affect each and everybody and everything. Right, so okay, come back again, right? So this is what described here. When one, he should engage himself in the devotional service of the Lord, so that his identity with the material body will automatically be forgotten. If you're absorbed, all right? If you're absorbed in devotional service. Anyway, I think the best is when you're chanting, all right? You don't have to deal with anybody else. And when you're doing a deity seva or you're cooking. And best thing, you're cooking alone without anybody in the kitchen with you, unless it is a properly, fully trained devotee. Otherwise, as soon as you step out from this direct devotional service, oh my God, It's punishment. It's just punishment. So then all the gunas will pop out. So I read it again. So as long as he's not of the material body, he should be neutral. He should engage himself in the devotional service of the Lord so that his identity with the material body will automatically be forgotten. When one is conscious of the material body, he acts only for sense gratification. But when one transfers the consciousness to Krishna, sense gratification automatically stops. Meaning that we are in the body, all right? Very practical. We are in the body, but our consciousness is absorbed in serving Krishna. All right? And as long as we are absorbed in serving Krishna, then we can forget about the body or the demands of the body. We can forget about it. But if I'm only working, to satisfy my sense gratification, then the gunas are in full power. Then absolute and in full power. If my goal of life is only sense gratification, me and my family and my extended family. So when one is conscious of the material body, he acts only for sense gratification. But when one transfers the consciousness to Krishna, sense gratification automatically stops. One does not need this material body. Oh, just see Prabhupada is saying, one doesn't need this material body. And he doesn't need to accept the dictations of the material body. The qualities of the material modes in the body will act. But our spirit soul, the self, is aloof from such activities. How does he become aloof? He doesn't desire to enjoy the body, nor does he desire to get out of it. What do you understand by this? He doesn't desire to enjoy the body, nor does he desire to get out of it. Ashwini, what do you think this means? Nor does he desire to get out of it.
Yeah, so as if he follows what Prabhupada's instruction that he's engaging his service, his time, all the time serving the Lord, in that case, then he is aloof from his own bodily demands and requirements and sense gratification. And he does not desire to get out of, because he's anyway serving the Lord and enjoying his company, enjoying doing all those activities for the Lord. So
Yeah. He's just sitting and thinking, when will I die?
Mataji, that's what I was just thinking, that when you were describing, even how to get even one quality, it's so difficult. It's so difficult to even get one quality.
And it's like nobody wants to die. Right? Everybody's afraid of
Yeah.
death. But you're so fed up. When will I die? We get out of this body. So he doesn't want to enjoy sense gratification. No, he's just sitting and mourning, when will I die? Better he does something, right? Since your death is time, right? It's always scheduled. So if I'm going to just sit and wait, when will I die? Better be engaged in devotional service so that you can tolerate being in the body. Is it true?
Beautiful purport, Mataji. This first para is so beautiful. Prabhupada is answered these queries so nicely, saying that we should engage in Lord's service, and that's how we forget. I mean, I never read this before, maybe. It's amazing. This first para is
No, we remember Krishna's words is ever fresh, right? Ever new, never read before, never seen before.
Every purport of Srila Prabhupada, it's every time it's new. We have not read it before.
Our consciousness is changing, right? We are coming out of the body. Therefore, we are seeing. Before, we never noticed it was there, but we didn't see it. Okay. Thus, transcendentally situated, the devotee becomes automatically free. So we've got a formula here. He need not try to become free from the influence of the modes of material nature. Say, leave me, leave me. And you can't, right? So better relax and serve Krishna. And automatically, the modes of material nature takes a secondary place. It's not that it's not there, but it takes a secondary place. Anupama, read.
The next question concerns the dealings of a transcendentally situated person. The materially situated person is affected by so-called honor and dishonor offered to the body, but the transcendentally situated person is not affected by such false honor or dishonor. He performs his duty in Krishna consciousness and does not mind whether a man honors or dishonors him. He accepts things that are favorable for his duty in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, he has no necessity of anything material, either a stone or gold. He takes everything as his dear friend. Takes everyone as his dear friend who helps him in his execution of Krishna consciousness. And he does not hate his so-called enemy. He is equally disposed and sees everything on an equal level because he knows perfectly well that he has nothing to do with material existence. Social and political issues do not affect him because he knows the situation of temporary upheavals and disturbances. He does not attempt anything for his own sake. He can attempt anything for Krishna, but for his personal self, he does not attempt anything. By such behavior, one becomes actually transcendentally situated.
Right, now let's examine this one. The next question concerns the dealings. So what was the question? What is his behavior? So the dealings of a transcendentally situated person. So now we have understood how to become free from what are the symptoms, and also how to become free from the gunas. Now, how does he deal with the others? So the main symptom of a conditioned soul is a desire to be honored. All right? Ishwaroham aham bhogi. That's why we have come in this material world. We want to be honored. Right? We want to be number one. That's why everybody wants to be number one. Everybody is running to be number one. Why? Because they can control others. Have power over others. So everybody wants to be honored and hate it when they are dishonored. So the materially situated person is affected by so-called honor and dishonor. But a transcendentally situated person is not affected by such false honor and dishonor. We know this. If you are nobody, nobody honors you. And then if suddenly, you get a position, everybody says namaskar. Right? And when you come down, everybody says, didn't see you. Right? So it's false. It's false. False honor. He performs his duty in Krishna consciousness and doesn't mind whether a man honors or dishonors. Focus. We never fail to speak of this word, focus. We have come to know Krishna and to serve Krishna. This is our focus. If we are to go beyond the gunas, we cannot lose sight of our goal and our focus. Because I've just said it. We didn't know before, now we know it's been spelled out for us. We have come in this material world to be honored. Right? To be the Ishvara. And everybody has same agenda. So that's why there's competition about honor. And therefore, how can somebody get honor by dishonoring you? All right, that's the whole game, honor and dishonor. If you are engaged in devotional service and you're focused, how can honor or dishonor affect you? Because you only want to serve Krishna. He accepts things that are favorable for his duty in Krishna consciousness. So if sometime he has to go on the stage, he has to take a mic and get his picture clicked, that picture clicked and be everywhere. It is to propagate the Krishna consciousness message. We'll do it. Right? And it's not required. Nobody called me on stage. Nobody put a mic in my hand and nobody clicked my picture. It was not required. So it's okay. I can be part of the audience, right? I'm just giving a crude example. He accepts things that are favorable for his duty in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, he has no necessity of anything material, either a stone or gold. Meaning he's saying gold or stone are same. He takes everyone as his dear friend who helps him in his execution of Krishna consciousness. And he doesn't hate his so-called enemy. So he takes everyone as his dear friend who helps him in his execution of Krishna consciousness. Like Prabhupada, so many people came and he spread the movement with the help of all those hundreds and thousands who came to him. Prabhupada didn't do it alone. He did it with the help of hundreds and thousands of people. But were they all friends? Right? Even his own disciples. Right? Disciples meaning those who came close to him. But then sometimes they just went away. This is true for Prabhupada. It's also true for any leader who's spreading Krishna consciousness. But for him, for that particular leader, he has a focus, or she has a focus. He wants to spread Krishna consciousness. Therefore, if you are able to give one little bit and it pushes Krishna consciousness, this is welcome. And therefore, this person, even though They may criticize you, but the leader doesn't see that person as an enemy, but sees that person as a friend. Why? Why? Because that person has also contributed in some way or the other to spread Krishna consciousness. So therefore, he or she is always a friend. Are you able to see that? Mala? You're muted. You're muted.
I really feel that people who challenge you emotionally and who kind of who do so-called betrayal or so, you don't, those people actually are your friends because they make you ask questions and they make you go toward Krishna. So I think those people are your best friends, I feel.
All right, so this is also one category. Yes. He's equally disposed and sees everything on an equal level. Because he knows perfectly well that he has nothing to do with material existence. Meaning the stone or the gold. He's seeing them on equal level. Social and political issues do not affect him. All the fight about status, which caste I belong to, social, etc., etc., political issues do not affect him because he knows the situation of temporary upheavals and disturbances. It's like, let's say like yesterday, this one devotee, I called her to give, she's a nutritionist, so I called her to give a class for our parents, So she was saying that, we were told that ghee is not good, oil is not good, So then now it's getting changed. No, it's good. So this. So what is good, right? Should you sit and lament, oh, why did I not have ghee? Why did I miss out on the oil? Why did you sit and lament about it, right? Because in your past life you had plenty of ghee. You had plenty of oil. Right? Now we are complaining there's no air to breathe, but couple of lives before, 100 years it was better than now. You were breathing proper air, but you're still in the material world, right? So what's the big deal? Organic food, everybody had cow, but everybody's still in the material world, so what's the use? Right? So this, upheaval, social, political, the temporary upheavals in the material world, to do with us. When we were in the most perfect situation, we didn't work to come out of it and go back home, back to God. The age of the bullock cart, we were there, and the age of the vehicles, 4 wheels, we're still here. What's the use? We missed it. We missed the plane, the Viman, back home, back to God. So what's the use?
Very well said, Mataji, actually.
So, so that's why don't worry about all that. Yes. Yes, Ashwini. Yes, Ashwini.
Yeah, you said
so
it very well. That otherwise we keep on seeing. We right now the trend is that we constantly compare. No, earlier life was better and now it is so bad, without realizing that we were there that time also. So you said it very rightly. You actually emphasized and we.
yeah, so why waste our time criticize this one or that one, blame ourselves for still being here, right? Yeah, Rashmi, you want to say something?
Mataji, I want to ask you. So you said that that this person who's Brahmata, he is equally disposed to everyone. So you gave example of Srila Prabhupada. So then our life, like for our in our lives, in our devotional lives, we come across people who are helping to propagate bhakti. But then when we also see how they are dealing with things, so we see how we notice a lot of faults. We find a lot of hypocrisy. So they're saying one thing and doing something else. So then how do you in your you may not say anything, you just keep shut, but then in your mind you just feel very bad about them. You don't think good thoughts about them. So how do you deal with that? You think that, oh, what sort of
See, here Krishna, no, Krishna is not telling you to look at the other person, okay? Krishna is teaching you how to overcome the guna that has gripped you. So, meaning the problem is you, not for the other person. That other person has to deal with his own. It's for you. So why you bother about how somebody is behaving? Why are you concerned about it? How should that bother you? Krishna is telling you. He takes everyone as his dear friend who helps him in his execution of Krishna consciousness. And he doesn't hate his so-called enemy, because the enemy doesn't exist. We are just so much absorbed in other people. How will you do devotional service? Everything and everybody irritates you. You give a simple example, you give a simple instruction, right? And I mean, the worst place for me, I would say, the worst place to work is in temples. The worst place. Because everybody feel they are doing a favor. They're doing a favor when they are doing any service. So therefore, they're so casual and relaxed and undisciplined. All anarthas pours out. Whereas, if you will go to work somewhere, you'll be forced to be disciplined, otherwise you'll just get out. That's a good thing, actually. That's why Krishna has created the material world, to train us to become submissive and disciplined. Very, very, for me, this is I see, Krishna knows what he has done. By force, he makes people obey the laws. Because when you come to temples, you relax. Attitude is completely, I'm doing a favor. and you take it, and you have to work according to their time, to their willingness. This is how we deal with Krishna. I don't know whether it's true or false, but it's what I experience. And that's why we say, be professional. When you come to do service in temple, all professionalism goes out of the window. All discipline. So extremely difficult to do devotional service. How much training goes in making somebody fit to work somewhere? And that's why, there are so many gradation in work also. Whether you are qualified, eligible, or you're not eligible, right? And then if you're not, you're pushed out. You're just pushed out, even in schools, right? Are you eligible? And you're pushed out, and you can't protest, and you don't protest either. So we are suffering like this because there is a breakdown in the system of Varnashram Dharma. In occupation, there is a breakdown. In a place, everybody is a rebel. And then the ashrama also. And the largest ashram is the Grihastha ashram. And when there is no discipline in the Grihastha ashram, then how will you serve Krishna? Nobody is trained, to accept a role of submission, of honoring others. Everybody wants to be the boss. So now we come here in such an attitude, such a rebellious attitude on all levels, in the Varna and in the ashrama. Now you put them, it's in the temples or whatever, in social organizations. My God. It's the last place where people want to be. Correct? Maybe. Service is very difficult, very, very difficult. Every day is a test of patience. Prabhupada gave us this instruction, to preach, and not be bhajanandis. We are not qualified to be bhajanandis. So therefore, we are Goshanandis, and that's our tapasya. Huge tapasya.
Mataji, this focus and patience, I would get a glimpse of it during book distribution.
You're muted. You're muted, Anupama.
Because there the modes of nature stacked, it's in the most thick, dense form, as you said, in so many ways. But the senior devotees were so focused on seva. Like thousands of people would come and go pass by. So there would be an exposure to so many kind of experiences each day, each moment. But they were so focused on seva.
Where's that? Where's that?
When we would go for book distribution at the Dadar stall, Dadar railway station,
Oh,
you would say you had arranged for
uh-huh,
us.
okay. Oh, okay, yeah. Mm. Last line. He doesn't attempt anything for his own sake. Oh my God, it's almost 9 o'clock. He doesn't attempt anything for his own sake. He can attempt anything for Krishna, but for his personal self, he doesn't attempt anything. By such behavior, one becomes actually transcendentally situated. My God. It's really very, very deep. We're discussing something very, extremely difficult. Yeah, it's transcending the gunas. The main thing is that we can't always be looking out. We see the world only out. We have to see Krishna, right? Oh, is it that our attention is only about out? Yes, things bother us, but because there is a shield Prabhupada just gave us. If you're focused about Krishna, our consciousness is on Krishna, we can forget the material world. That's the secret, right? What Prabhupada said here. We forget, the material body will automatically be forgotten. So he forgets the material world. So even though somebody is bothering, that one is bothering, but it's just like something that fleeting. It's going away. It's not that it doesn't hit you, but then it goes away and you go on. I mean, that's how all our gurus are doing, all our leaders. Very difficult work that they're doing. Extremely difficult work. Right, my God, it took a long time. Maybe 1 or 2 verses, 1 verse only. Hare Krishna. Chakapatan Vischa Kipasana Chakapati Tanam Pavana.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.